Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. To everyone that has been here with me, thank you so much for all your love and support. If you haven't been, please hit that bell and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. And it is shout out time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and our shout out goes to my sister who has her own channel and it is called Odd Wolf. I will leave the link in the description box below so you can head over and go and subscribe to her channel. She does a lot of vlogs, a lot of art, all kinds of things. That's the spelling of her channel right there. And like I said, I will leave the link down below. So don't forget to do that. It would really, really mean a lot to me, guys, if you went over and supported her channel from the bottom of my heart. That being said, I left in my prep routine in this video for you guys so you can see really like what I do before I start to lay the acrylic. So this is a color I actually made myself just by mixing up some of my Mia Secret nudes and some Color Club dip powders that I had and some pigment. So I'm just removing that with my volcano bit. That's a fine grit. It actually works really, really well to remove acrylic. I get all the lifting off. I really do my best to go in there and get all of that stuff off, because in a regular salon, all they do is file down and keep filling in, keep filling in, keep filling in. They don't remove the lifting. They don't get any of that stuff off. You know, then they take a tip and flick off the other tip. It's just horrible what they do to people's nails. Like, and even with removing the shine, you never want to go in with your sanding band to remove the shine on the natural nail. The only time you should ever be using the machine on the natural nail is literally with your cuticle bit, and that's a tiny, tiny little thing that only gets the dead skin. You should never be going on the nail plate itself with a machine. Even if it's at the lowest speed, right? It's still damaging to the nail plate because your hand and a hand file does not have RPMs in it. So it's not at a constant turn like a machine is. I'm actually really disappointed in a lot of the ladies here on YouTube. They know who they are. A lot of them have a lot of subscribers and they're really talented and professional, other than the fact that they're going in with their actual sanding band on the natural nail, which is basically one of the main things you learn in school not to do. That's one of the first things you do, is prepping the nail surface, and they teach you not to do that. So anytime you sit down and someone does that to your nail, you should get up and walk out, because that literally fractures your nail plate to the point where you can't recover. So that's why you get all that thinness and the big indentations from the tips. My clients don't have that. Moving on from this rant, this is what I was talking about. This is the only time you should use the machine on the natural nail. This is my cuticle bit. As you can see, I'm only going right up at that cuticle area. Any other spots, like on the nail itself, I can use like on the acrylic to get off some of that lifting around the edge. And again, this is a small, tiny little ball. You see it there? That literally just gets the dead skin off the nail plate. That's it. And when you see me use it down there, that's actually on top of acrylic, not on the nail. So the only time I'm on the nail is back at that cuticle area. Now you see me using my cuticle nippers, and I'm just getting all that dead skin off that nail plate, any extra skin that grew out. You should never be clipping, because that's actually not the cuticle back there where you see me at. The cuticle is the skin that grows on the nail plate itself. So all that thick buildup that you get there, I'm not cutting the back skin area. I'm only getting right in front of there. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what you should be using to remove the shine off the nail bed. Every client should be getting a new file. All my clients get their own files and their names written on them, because they are disinfectable. Now, to remove any lifting, any extra lifting, I go in with my hand file. Once again, you have 100 80 grit side and 100 grit side. Perfect. It's perfect for that reason. The 100 grit is good for shaping the free edge, and the 180 grit side is beautiful for removing the shine and any extra lifting. You don't need to go in with all that power on someone's nail. Literally, the salons do it because they're rushing. They don't want people in their chair for more than an hour. So anyone else doing it, honestly, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. I'm just going to put it out there. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Moving forward, I'm just finishing up the cleaning. I already got all the lifting off. I had to replace 4 of her tips because the lifting was just beyond repair. And I'm not one of those people that's just going to go in over a destroyed nail. No, not having it. Because that represents me. That's my calling card. My work represents who I am and how I work as a professional. So keep that in mind, ladies, when you're doing people's nails. This literally, it's free advertisement for you. And how these women's nails look when they leave is what everyone else is going to see. So keep that in mind. So I go in with 1 coat of my OPI Band-Aid, and then I go in with 2 coats of the No Lift Nails acid-based primer, which I either order online or I get from Sally's. I don't have any lifting issues with this combination of stuff. The only people that have lifting issues are literally like this client in particular. She works a lot with water with her hands. So even after 4 weeks, when she comes back, 3.5, 4 weeks, it's still really not bad for that amount of time. I always recommend 2 weeks, at most 3, but nothing more than that. And every single one of my clients, they never have lifting, so this is a really good system to use. I actually use Mia Secret. I've been using Mia Secret since I first started doing nails. I've never had any issues with it. Like every other acrylic system, it can be temperamental with cold or heat. If it's too cold, I'll put my space heater on. If it's too hot, I'll have the AC on. So just keep all that stuff in mind, ladies, when you're doing nails. You want to make sure that your ratio is really perfected, because once you get your ratio down to the system that you're using, it's pretty much, downhill from there. It's easy. So you see how I kind of hold my brush up at that cuticle at almost a 90-degree angle, because you want your brush, the tip of your brush, the toe of the brush, to be the barrier between the cuticle and the bead of acrylic. There has to be somewhat of a tiny little gap, indent back there. That way you could get in there with your hand file, and you could get in there with the drill, and you're not going to be at risk of cutting your client's skin because you put the acrylic where it belongs. There's so many things that if you're doing them right, your clients are not going to be in any discomfort, and getting your nails done should not be a painful process, ever. It should never hurt. So when you're getting your cuticles cut and they're bleeding and they're burning your nail plates, that's not a good nail tech. I'm sorry. And yeah, things happen, yes. Sometimes little nicks happen here and there with the files, but you apologize and you move on. A lot of people don't even recognize that they hurt someone. A lot of these chop shop places, they'll make you think that you were cut when you walked in there. Just saying. So I don't treat my clients that way. If I make a mistake, I right away recognize it. I right away apologize and move on. Luckily, I don't have very many instances where I could say that has happened. But every once in a while you get a client that sits in your chair that either is falling asleep or they move, they jump, something like that. So accidents can happen. But overall, in general, getting your nails done should be a fun process. My clients actually love to watch me do their nails because they like to watch how I use my brush and how I place the colored powders. Because a lot of them don't even realize that the colored powders are actually colored acrylic. Because a lot of these salons are telling people, oh, that's UV, that's gel powder. That's gel powder. No, gel doesn't come in a powder. Just because you stick your hand in the lamp for somebody with the acrylic does not make it gel. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help it dry faster. I don't know why people think that, because it doesn't. But, with that being said, that little rant again. You guys can tell I've been a little stressed. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I haven't done a voiceover in a really long time, so I just really wanted to explain to you guys just how I've been, what I've been up to, and everything I've been doing. I mean, with this whole thing going on with the virus, I'm only doing one person a day. They totally get decontaminated before they even come in my house. I take their temperature. I'm not seeing healthcare workers at the moment, and it's not anything personal, and I appreciate all the work they're doing at the moment, but because they're right on the front line, it's just too much of a risk for me. So at the moment, I'm literally only doing one person a day, and there's days between where I don't have anybody at all, and that's on purpose, because I need to be able to keep down on the germs, cross-contamination, before, after, and in between all clients. Everything gets decontaminated, sprayed, the chairs get Lysoled, everything gets wiped down, everything gets vacuumed. When they come, I take their temperature, I sanitize their hands, I spray, I also spray money. When I get money, I spray it with Lysol, and I let that shit dry in the sun. I don't play around it. And honestly, I had all this stuff in my house before all of this virus shit. Where my husband works, he's an essential worker, so they deliver office supplies and cleaning supplies and all that. So we always had all that stuff anyways. So for us, it was just a natural thing. Like, we already have like Lysol dispensers all over our house, right outside the bathroom, outside all our bedrooms. So it's not anything new for us. I know a lot of people, yes, they have cleaning supplies in their house, but a lot of people are not like as prepared as others, and that's okay. I mean, most people don't think that something like this is gonna happen, so it's just for future reference. It's better to be prepared, you know, that way you're not struggling just to get the basic necessities, you know. So here I am going in with my Endless Sea up at that cuticle area, and I use strut at the bottom there, and when I go in at the cuticle, you can see me kind of like put the toe of my brush like up at the, like, watch how I do even this part. See how I'm like turning my brush. Hold on, I'll show you on this side. Okay, so see how like in that edge part, I put like the toe of the brush before I like wipe the acrylic. That's what you should be doing to have it flush. See? Because if you just place it there, it's going to be like a big bump. There's going to be like a big ridge, you know? When I cap them, you'll be able to tell, but I just go in with a little more strut at the free edge and blend that back up. And like I said, they're really, really light pastel-y colors, so you can't really tell at all. But I actually really like how they look. I think they came out really pretty. I added a little more strut right there just because it was kind of like a dip. And I think once I do that, okay, I'm capping, so watch this, guys. Watch how I do the toe of the brush. See? How I like stick it, like kind of like with the toe first. And then I start like pulling the rest down. Because literally once you do that, everything else is just gonna go into place. It's just gonna do what it needs to do. Especially when you have it on the downward angle. Gravity's gonna pull it all into place. And look, I did it in one bead. You can see from the side of the nail there, the profile of it looks really good. Now I'm going in with my milky white here, and this is just another color that I mixed up myself using Mia Secret French White and my Mia Secret Clear. And I might have used, actually no, I think that's all I used was the Mia Secret Clear and the Mia Secret White, and it's beautiful. I think it spreads out nicely. It's not too bright of a white, and it's not as hard to use, like whereas like the white, because it's so extremely pigmented, it dries really fast, it's harder to move around, it stains your brush, it's just a pain in the ass to use. And then I come in with my Peacock glitter mix, pre-mixed glitter, and I go in the center with that. I do grab one more bead of it just to make it a little more noticeable, and then I'll go in at the cuticle area with Strut, the baby blue. So I did this like 3-tone type of effect. You see how I like stick the toe in there, and so it's like real thin. Yeah, so you can do it again because I need another bead, but just make sure it's all nice and neat around the edges and tucked in properly. If you do it too bulky around those areas, it's not going to look right when you come in to file and like shape your nail. This is the cuticle area that's kind of like shaped weird. So it makes it a little tricky to kind of get in there, but these are good nails to practice on because it gets you, like, it prepares you for people's nails that are like really bad, and it just teaches you different methods, you know, like you have to adapt with your brush, ways to place your bead and work with your ratios because not everyone's nails are the same. See how I stick the toe of my brush in that gap before I pull the acrylic down? That helps it to stay flush. That literally locks it into that thinness for you, so to speak. It's so hard to explain. You know, it's literally like a math equation. Imagine a vertical line down the center. Your acrylic should mirror each other on both sides. And this is the one where I do the marble, so this one's like a little trickier, and you don't notice it as much, but I'm actually using my Milky White, the Endless Sea, and then Milky White and Strut, and I'm swirling them together like, each bead I pick up, I change the color. So the first one was Endless Sea with Milky White, then it was Strut with Milky White, then back to Endless Sea with Milky White. On the other hand, I didn't leave it in film, but on the other hand, I actually decided to use clear in there as well, so like the marble kind of stuck out a little bit more. But like you hear all over the place, and like I say, you know, when you're in doubt, use glitter. Seriously, it works. Like, if you're doing an ombre and you're not happy with the blend, just use a little glitter. If you're not happy with your boyfriend, use a little glitter. You know, just throw it in his face. Like, boom. Just been blessed. No, seriously, don't do that. But if you do want a really pretty nail, I suggest glitter. Glitter always works. It just always works. And these colors are so pretty. She hasn't been in the greatest of moods lately, and I know she's kind of been like down a little bit. So, you know, she's been getting a lot of nudes, like darker color, like, I don't know, just kind of like blah nudes, you know, just plain. And I feel like a color can really lift your spirits, you know, especially blue, because it's like a happy color, but it's not so bright, cheery, happy in your face that it's like, you know, like that fake laugh, like that fake happiness, like just bright sunshine. I think blue has the ability to kind of make you happy in a gradual way, whereas like yellow is just kind of like bright in your face, like instantly happy. you know, some people, they need time to get out of the funk. And I feel like these colors combined together, we're gonna do just that for her. So after I was happy with the marble, I went in with my Peacock pre-mixed glitter and I started kind of just playing with it and dotting that around the nail. And you know, at first I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe I should do like all over the nail. And then I was like, that's just too much. Yeah. See how I was like, let me just wipe it all over. See? And then I'm like, as I was looking at it, I'm like, you know what? That's like too much glitter. And yeah, I'm going to take some off because it was a marble, so I wanted to literally have the glitter like coming down in slant swoops just like I did the marble. So watch how I cap this. See how I stick the toe in there and then I start pulling down. So that way you're guaranteed to have that flush cuticle. See that? I'll place my next bead at the free edge. Make sure all your glitter's capped. You'll know it because it'll turn matte. Alright, that's all I have, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until my next video, guys, I love you all so much. Sorry, I kind of hesitated right there. I love you guys so much. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to do so. Hit that like button and notification bell so you could be reminded every time I upload. And that's it, I think, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye now.